Okay, today we're going to be doing a single coil pickup shootout. We're going to specifically be looking at whether these Tone Hatch pickups, which are hand wound in the USA by a small builder and which are incredibly affordable. This is 2024 and I paid $33 each for these pickups. And we're going to be seeing whether they can compare to the Fender pickups in this Strat and the Seymour Duncan pickups in this Telecaster. To do the closest comparison, we're going to be looking at the neck pickups. This is the Tone Hatch Hippie Stew, which is a late 60s. Think of it as a Woodstock era low wind traditional single coil Alnico 5. It's going to compare very favorably to the Custom Shop 69 neck pickup in this Strat. And just a little bit different in the Telecaster, we have the Seymour Duncan 5.2 Strat neck pickup, which is Alnico 5 on the 3 lower strings, Alnico 2 on the 3 higher strings, but still a low wind traditional Strat style. Single coil, kind of think of it as a combination of the SSL 1 on the low strings and the Alnico 2 Pro on the high strings. Okay, before we get into the tone comparison, I know a lot of you are going to quibble about these being different guitars with different body woods, different fretboard materials, even different scale lengths in the case of the Mustang. And that's all true, and those things will all have small impacts on the tone. But they don't make a pickup sound good or bad, right? You're going to be able to tell whether this Tone Hatch pickup sounds good. It's going to sound a little bit different from these other two, sure, and we're not going to necessarily say better or worse, but does it hold its own? Does it sound good? Is it in the ballpark? And I think that's what we're trying to find out today. All right, I'm going to be playing through a Quilter SuperBlock UK in the Vox AC30 setting. I'm going to be playing through my regular pedal board because I want you to hear this the way you would play it. You would play it with a little reverb or delay, a little compression, maybe a little bit of clean boost. I'm going into an oversized 1x10 cabinet with a Fat Jimmy C1025, a phenomenal speaker. Okay, let's see what we can hear. Okay, so some conclusions. I made this video as much for me as I did for any of you because I really wanted to hear whether what I thought I was hearing was really true, which was that these very inexpensive pickups sounded just as good as the Fender or the Seymour Duncan. And I have owned Lawler pickups and even more boutique-y brands than your run-of-the-mill Fender, DiMarzio, and Duncans, which I've owned a lot of. These Tone Hatch pickups stand right with anything I have ever owned. I also thought you might all like to see what is included in the box. He labels the box very clearly. Each pickup was individually wrapped in one of these nice little black bags, a wiring diagram, etc. I mean, this is quality stuff. Someone who obviously puts a lot of care into his work, and I can't say that you're going to have the same experience that I did, but he responded to every one of my emails within like a half an hour. And I had a lot of questions because, you know, you don't roll the dice on some unknown to put into your guitars at the drop of a hat. So I got a really good feeling from him. I got a good feeling from other people that have used his pickups. Really turned this $150 Bullet Squier Mustang into something that I want to play every day, a really inspiring instrument. And, you know, I have put a little bit more money into this guitar, but compared to my American Fender, Telecaster, and Strat, both of which have really high quality parts in them, this thing really kind of holds its own now. So I do not hesitate to recommend Tone Hatch. Check him out. For those of you that are looking at bootstrap pickups, which are, to my knowledge, the only other company that's hand-wound in the US for these kinds of prices. I don't have any experience with bootstrap, but I know that they've been very, very backed up. And I believe I got these pickups in 2 to 3 weeks from when I ordered them. And again, the email responsiveness was incredible. Whereas I hear that Bootstrap has a little bit harder time keeping up with their emails because they're so overwhelmed. Again, nothing against Bootstrap. I'd love to try those too. I just have not yet. All right, any questions, put them in the comments. Thanks for joining me. See you next time.